Good evening. My name is Emily DeRozier, and I have had the honor and privilege of serving as the president of the class of 2013 for the past 4 years. Our class is truly remarkable, whether it be winning Spirit Halls 3 years in a row, being back-to-back Cup Bowl champs, or spearheading a campaign to raise $15,000 in breast cancer awareness. Our class has always made me proud, and I would like to thank the family, friends, and educators that have helped us all get to where we are today. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2013, I stand before you here to present the same question you have been repeatedly asked by every cheek-pinching adult in your lifetime. What do you want to be when you grow up? See, in elementary school, it was pretty simple. At every kindergarten graduation, each of us would march up onto stage, click our heels together, and announce, ballerina, movie star, cow. Sure, some of the responses were a bit absurd, but heck, we were 5. And according to our parents, we still had a long time to decide what we really wanted to do. Then, in what seemed like just a flash, we were in junior high. Now, the same cute kids were less cute, more awkward, but still asked the same question. What do we want to be when we grow up? In puberty-cracking voices, we'd all answer with more realistic responses, veterinarian, lawyer. But growing up was still just an intangible concept of the future. And now comes senior year. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've been asked this simple question, and yet I think I speak for all of us when I clearly and confidently say, we have no idea. And I know this frightens some of the parents out in the audience who are literally paying thousands of dollars for their kids to have no idea. But this isn't what worries me. What worries me is the fact that we are still being asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up, and not what do you want to be right now. Just go home tonight and turn on the 10 o'clock news, assuming we get home by then, and you'll see turmoil in foreign countries, economic crisis, rising gas prices, talk of unemployment rates, genocide, natural disasters, and much more. The easy thing to do is to then turn off the TV, turn off the light, and go to sleep. The easy thing to do is pretend that nothing is wrong. It is human nature to take the path of least resistance, to take the easy way out of things. And by turning off that TV and pushing off that off button, you are turning yourself off from the world, thus taking a path of indifference. I'm here today to challenge you to go down a different path, that instead of watching the news and merely accepting the fact that the world is a terrible, dangerous, and unfriendly place, you do something to change it. You do something to change what you want to be today. All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. We need not resign to the fate that we cannot make a difference, because I know there are those sitting out there who have heard this before thinking, we cannot possibly make a difference. I will answer that bluntly, you are wrong. Because I can't isn't a valid excuse. Because I don't know how is not a valid excuse. Because it doesn't matter is not a valid excuse. Let me make this clear. There are no excuses, not anymore, not for 2013. The reasons we are ever in such disastrous stages are because there are those who did nothing to fix what was going so terribly wrong. Henry Freeman, the chairman of the Holocaust Educational Center in Washington, once said, "We are all different. Because of that, each of us has something different and special to offer, and each and every one of us can make a difference by not being so indifferent." Yes, we are also different, from wanting to be ballerinas, movie stars, or cows, to now either enrolling at 4-year universities, technical schools, becoming part of the workforce, or enlisting in the military. We will all travel down different paths. I hope you realize, however, that it is not what you want to be when you grow up, but instead what you want to be now. Sure, we can put off officially declaring our major a little while longer, but the change you make in yourself and the world has been present every day since the first time you were asked the question in kindergarten. Graduation is a time on focusing on the future, but let us not lose sight of who and what we are this very day. All graduation speeches must include at least one cliché quote, so I leave you with this. Congratulations, class of 2013. We did it.
Hello everyone, my name is Daisy Perez, and I've had the privilege of serving as the 2012-2013 Senior Girls Social Chair. I would like to start off by saying thank you to all the individuals who nurtured our education. Without you, we wouldn't be who we are today. As I look back on the years at Arlington High, I realize I have been so lucky to be a part of a class where there is so much spirit, pride, and tradition. As we leave our legacy, the class of 2013 will without a doubt accomplish amazing things. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge some very important school board members present here tonight. President, Mr. Bowie Hogg, Vice President, Jamie Solons, Secretary, Dr. Aaron Reich, Assistant Secretary, Ms. Gloria Peña, and trustees, Mr. Peter Barron and Mr. John Hibbs and Mr. Tony Pompa. This year, the Arlington Independent School District was fortunate enough to be under the direction of a new superintendent. Our superintendent, Dr. Cavazos, holds both a bachelor's and a master's degree from the University of Texas Pan American and a doctorate from the University of Texas at Austin. Dr. Cavazos shares a fervent passion for service, leadership, and creating endless opportunities for the students and faculty of AISD. Please assist me in welcoming Dr. Cavazos to the stage.
Thank you, and Arlington High School class of 2013, congratulations for making it to this point. Yes, you can applaud. Congratulations. Let me start by saying that I am very proud of you and your accomplishments and your work. You are exceptionally prepared. By attending Arlington High School and Arlington Independent School District, you are exceptionally prepared for your career or college of choice. And so tonight is a celebration of you and your hard work and your perseverance. And I'll remind you that as you reach this success point and many others that are coming in your future, that you remember to help somebody else reach their success point. Help your brother, your sister, your cousin, your neighbor, someone you may not even know. Because we are interdependent, and we are highly dependent on your success. Our nation is, our world is, highly dependent on your success. So tonight, you've reached a very important milestone, and many more to come. And you're about to walk this stage and obtain your high school diploma. And know that there are many people here tonight that support your efforts. And I encourage you to spend some time today reflecting on the individuals that could not make it tonight. For whatever reason, they couldn't be here with you, but they're significant in your life. Parents, friends, neighbors, brothers, sisters, cousins of these young people that are here tonight, thank you. Thank you for your continued support, your encouragement, your persistence, your scolding them or grounding them. Hopefully that didn't happen very often. But all the effort that you placed on these young people so they could be here tonight, I thank you. And I encourage you to continue that with them. There's much that they need so that it can continue to be successful. And so tonight, Arlington High School, class of 2013, congratulations. And may your future be very, very bright. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Allgood, and I have served as the Boys Social Chair. I have had the privilege to go to school with every single student graduating today. I have faith that the class of 2013 will succeed in whatever we choose to pursue. It is now my privilege to introduce a young man that I was lucky enough to go to school with the past 6 years. He puts his best into everything, no matter what. He is not only a model student, but a model person. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the salutatorian of the class of 2013, Michael Atwood.
I'd like to begin with one of my least favorite quotes that I thankfully hear almost every day. Ring, 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 ring. An alarm clock. man's most helpful enemy in the morning. Did you know that a third of Americans with alarm clocks hit the snooze button every single morning? If you get anything out of my speech today, I would hope that would be to not hit the snooze button tomorrow. Before I go on any further, however, I should probably include a thank you note to those who would be absolutely furious with me for not including them in here. So thank you, Mom, and that's it. But really, in all seriousness, I'd like to thank my parents because without them, I wouldn't be here in more ways than one. Okay. Next, and perhaps second most importantly, congratulations and thank you, seniors, seniors, seniors of the class of 2013. It is a pleasure to be standing before all the good-looking, classy scholars I grew up with. I'd also like to thank my closest friends, Hunter, Ingu, Carter, Guillermo, Michael, Kat, Julie, Caitlin, and Kat again, just to embarrass her. Finally, thank you to the teachers who helped us get here. It eventually becomes obvious to a student when a teacher has a passion for his or her job. And to those teachers, I want to say thank you. Your efforts have been fantastic. I want to emphasize again that thank you to both my classmates and my teachers, because a lot of them were the inspirations that motivated me to get to where I am right now. When I came to HS as a freshman, I had this crazy idea. That idea was to prove to everyone that I was not some average kid. I wanted to prove that I was better than that, better than what I thought they all thought of me. Anyway, to prove this crazy idea, I set a goal. My goal was to become valedictorian, and, well, we all know how that went. Moral of the story, at times you may persevere and climb over obstacles to get what you want, but a lot of the time, let's face it, you won't. So what do you do when you're just on the edge of reaching your goal but fall off? What do you do when you put in so much effort but still fall short? What do you do when you finally break free from the chains of despair only to find yourself stuck again in sophomore English class? Well, it seems that the answer is to give a boring salutatory speech. Anyway, the real answer is to move on. The reason for that answer comes from what I saw in the bathroom the other day. Well, what I saw was a wrinkle on my forehead. My mirror was an older man staring back at me. It was like a bunch of pages of my life just globbed together and to form a distinct line on my forehead, a line to mark the end of a chapter. I saw that time was running out. Time never listens to you, just like with everything else that's out of our hands. And the only way to deal with these things you can't control is to simply accept them. It was time for me to accept my failure and move on because I was not getting any younger. Acceptance is the key to living a happier life. Our goals may not all be achieved. Sometimes I learned there are just some things that I cannot do. Accept that there are some things you cannot do. But don't assume that I'm saying to abandon all your goals and dreams. Only most of them. But just kidding, just kidding. Seriously, assumption is like a blinding dart that pierces our rational thoughts, something I've been hit by many times. Your goals and dreams are the most precious ideas that you will ever possess. Do not let anyone change them but you. Your goals will make you a better person and help you achieve great things even when you fail. I didn't reach my goal, and I believe it's better for me that I did not. However, it is up to you to know when to move on from one dream to the next. This is your life, and it is up to you to make something of it. It is up to you to make goals for yourself and not hit the snooze button on life. It is up to you to know when to say to yourself, good job, and it is up to you to know when to lower your standards and when to raise them. You'll know when they are just right when you're finally content with your life. No one wants to live in regret, and the best way to avoid this dreadful fate is to be happy. But now, everyone has their own opinion, and yours may starkly contrast mine. That's okay, I accept that. Perspective is an ambiguous variable, and each person has a different way of achieving his or her own happiness. I only ask you this, are you actually happy? If not, get out there and set new goals and live life the way you think you should. Carpe diem, seize the day. Take hold of the things that life has laid before you. Because, as a pretty renowned poet once said, man is a giddy thing. Thank you.
The next person I'm introducing is someone who's looked up to. She's a very smart and caring person. She will make you feel like you're a friend no matter who you are. I now have the utmost honor to introduce your valedictorian, Miss Julie Hong.
First of all, I would like to thank my family, friends, teachers, counselors, principals, and most importantly, God, because I wouldn't be standing up here without any of them. Now, I know what most of you are thinking. Whoa, this is so cool. This is the first time I've ever heard her talk. Yes, I am a really shy person, especially around people I don't know. Around my best friends, however, I can be pretty outgoing, but not all of you are my best friends. In fact, I haven't met most of you. Even if I have, you probably only heard me say 2 words, hello and goodbye. For most of my life, I've been a really quiet person. You know that Asian girl from Pitch Perfect? You know who I'm talking about, right? Well, I'm pretty sure that she was based off of me. I've never really understood what made me so shy. I was the most talkative person in kindergarten. Teachers didn't know how to shut me up. After that, I practically became mute. I guess I don't have much to say because I'm a really lame person, or sometimes I'm scared that no one will care what I have to say, or I fear that I'll say something wrong. I mean, have you ever thought about how much fear runs our lives? For example, why do you study for a test? Of course, because you want a good grade, but also because you have a fear of making a bad grade. We all have experienced fear in some way, shape, or form. However, I believe that there are 2 kinds of fear, good fear and bad fear. Good fear actually helps you achieve your goals. An example of good fear for me was the fear of surviving in the symphony orchestra. After I found out I was put in the top orchestra, my first thought was, Kiefer, what were you thinking? By now, all of us orcs have learned this rule of thumb. Miss Kiefer is always right. Even on the rare occasion when she's wrong, she is still right. I had to practice a lot more to make decent-sounding tape tests. The fear of making Miss Kiefer's ears bleed made me work hard, ultimately improve as a violinist, and survive in the symphony orchestra for 3 years. Can I take this moment right now to give a round of applause to the best orchestra director ever, Miss Linda Kiefer. Thank you, Miss Kiefer, for giving me good fear. But then there's also bad fear. It's the fear that inhibits you from reaching your goals. It's the voice inside your head that tells you that you can't do it. It's the voice that tells you to quit before you even try. But you shouldn't listen to that voice. If you did, you wouldn't be sitting here right now. You faced fears before, but you've overcome them. Think about it. Every moment, every challenge, every experience has built you up to the person you are today. Every time you faced a mountain, you were scared, but you faced it regardless. And every time you climbed a mountain, you became stronger, which gave you the strength to climb the next one. I realized that I could not define the meaning of fearless any better than Taylor Swift did. If I tried, I'd be copying her word for word. She said, "To me, fearless is not the absence of fear. It's not being completely unafraid. To me, fearless is having fears. Fearless is having doubts, lots of them. To me, fearless is living in spite of those things that scare you to death." I must admit, I'm probably the biggest scaredy cat you'll ever meet. I'm afraid of a lot of things: bugs, roller coasters, the uncertainty of the future. I'll let you in on a secret. One of my biggest fears is public speaking. And look where I'm standing right now, giving a speech to thousands of people. My heart is beating so My heart is beating so fast and loud right now, I'm surprised you can't hear it. Right now, I'm facing my fears to tell you to face yours.
So as we graduate today, matriculate, and continue on with our lives, we will be confronted with even bigger challenges. We will be more scared than we have ever been before. But you know what? That's okay. I encourage all of you to be fearless. Be fearless and stand out. Be fearless and do what's right in a world that's filled with so much wrong. Be fearless and reach for your dreams. You may not know what your dream is right now, but you still have time. Once you figure out what you want to do with your life, at least pursue that dream. It may not work out, but how will you know unless you try? I know you've heard this all before, but when you try, you'll never have to live with regrets or the thought of what if. So my friends, let's be fearless. You all should be so proud of yourselves for making it this far, and I know you all will go so much further in life. Doing so fearlessly. Congratulations, class of 2013. Thank you.
Hi, if everyone could stand and join us in singing the Alma Mater. Arlington High, school of our praise, will ever be true to you. All of our days, we'll always cheer the green and white, and our fortunes to you. Arlington High, hail to Arlington
Buenas tardes. I'm Kiki Racinos, and I am the senior class secretary. The administration at Arlington High School strives to keep tradition alive throughout the halls of our school. This year, our assistant principal has been no exception, an outstanding leadership throughout the 2012-2013 school year. I have the pleasure to introduce you Mr. Jason Davis, Mr. Matthew Good, Mr. Joel Garrett, Mrs. Lisa Mann, Mrs. Cynthia Henson, and Mr. Brett Pfaff. This year, we will also like to recognize our outstanding counseling staff, Mrs. Lynn Darts, Mrs. Barbara Dorsey, Mrs. Bev Hancock, Mrs. Susie Hargrove, Mrs. Suzanne Hunt, Mrs. Becky McElroy, and Mrs. Susan Miller. These counselors have played a huge vital role in helping us achieve our goal this year. Thank you so much for both our assistant principals and our counselors for everything you have done for the senior class. The class of 2013 has been very lucky to be led by an amazing woman for the past 4 years, Miss Jennifer Young. Miss Young values student activities and recognizes individuals throughout the school. She shows this by traveling to statewide events to cheer on our Arlington Colts, especially when we beat Martin. She also displays student activities in the hallways of our school and by writing personal achievement letters to all the students. Every little support and appreciation Miss Young does proves that she cares about all her students and does it con mucho amor, as we say in Spanish, with lots of love. Thank you, Miss Young, for everything you have done for the senior class of 2013 and keeping it sweet and cold country. I have the honor and privilege to introducing you Miss Jennifer Young.
President Hogg, members of the board, Dr. Cavazos, parents, and guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2013. Thank you to the teachers, counselors, and staff of Arlington High School. I appreciate your dedication and commitment to our students. You are truly the best staff around, and I am blessed to work with you each and every day. I want to thank the senior class sponsors, with special thanks to Mike Rourke for organizing the graduation ceremony today. Thank you for all that you have done for this class. Congratulations to the parents and families for all the members of the class of 2013. I know that you're very proud of your son or daughter's accomplishments. Thank you so much for sharing your children with us the last 4 years. Seniors, I am so proud of each of you. What an incredible group of young people. As a class, you have excelled in many areas, including leadership, community service, academics, fine arts, and athletics. There is a saying that reads, "As goes the senior class, so goes the school." Seniors, we've had a great year at Arlington High School because of you. Thank you so much for your leadership. Academically, you've been a very successful class. We had more seniors than ever on the A and AB honor roll. Your academic decathlon team went to state again. We had 2 National Merit finalists, Hunter Juergens and Carter Wilkerson. We also had 2 National Hispanic Scholars in Ali Diaz and Christian Lopez. Your UIL teams advanced to regionals and state, and many of your organizations competed at the state and national level. Also, you have challenged yourself by taking rigorous academic classes in AP, IB, AVID, and dual credit. As a class, you have earned over $7 million in scholarships. At this time, I would like for any senior who has received any type of scholarship to stand and be recognized. Thank you. In athletics, you competed at high levels and you competed with pride and with class. You won district championships and your teams qualified for playoffs in many sports. Many of you participated in band, choir, and orchestra. You were part of a fine arts department that wins sweepstakes in everything. You had more all-state students than ever before. In theater, you entertained us with fabulous productions that made us laugh and cry. You are an incredibly talented class. You have devoted countless hours of community service through student organizations. Senior Reese Lyle and our student council organized a week at Arlington High called Relentless Week. In that week, you guys raised over $15,000 for one of our faculty members who is battling cancer. It was incredible to watch our school community come together. I was so proud of each of you. Students, you have worked hard, and there is no doubt that as you leave Arlington High School, you are ready for whatever lies ahead. On Thursday of this week, I received a letter from one of your classmates. She wrote some really special things about Arlington High School, and I thought it would be appropriate to share those with you tonight. Senior Renee Jackson said, "Everyone who walked through these halls has become more than they thought they could be. The colors of the green and white will forever be in my spirit. The saying, 'We are Arlington High School,' will forever be inscribed in my heart, and the words, 'I am a Colt,' will forever describe who I am." Class of 2013, congratulations. I'm so proud to be your principal. Thank you for representing our great school with spirit, pride, and tradition. I will miss you, good luck, and may God bless each and every one of you. And now, will the class of 2013 please stand? President Hogg, members of the board, Dr. Cavazos, I proudly present these students who have successfully completed the academic and attendance requirements for graduation as prescribed by the Texas Education Agency and the Arlington Independent School District. Congratulations to you, the graduates of Arlington High, class of 2013. You may now change your tassel. Please be seated. At this time, will the first graduates please present themselves to receive their diploma? I would like to remind the families and friends of the graduates that we are here tonight to honor each student's achievement. Out of respect for this special and solemn ceremony, and in keeping with the dignity of this honored tradition, we request that you demonstrate your appreciation for each graduate with appropriate applause, from the very first graduate to the very last graduate. It is an Arlington High School tradition that as each student's name is called, their family members are asked to stand and be recognized and honored with their graduate. Thank you.
Jafar Rashad Abdelhadi. Faduma Hussein Adirahman. Kimberly J. Acevas, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Joel Clinton Ackland, Arlington Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Arisbeth Acosta, Arlington Scholar. Cody Aston Acosta, Arlington Scholar. Marcus A. Acostas. Peyton Jane Adams, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Israel Aguilar. Joanne Maria Aguilar, Arlington Scholar. Arsenio Aguilar, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Abraham Alarcon, Arlington Scholar. Tyler J. Alberts, Arlington Scholar. Brandon M. Allen, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Marisa Almendares, Arlington Scholar. Leanne Almet Willie, Arlington Scholar. Dulce Victoria Alonso. Gustavo Rene Alvarado, Arlington Scholar. Jasmine Leanne Alvarado. Kristen Alvarez, Arlington Scholar. Selena Maricela Alvarez. Darian Lamar Anderson. Devon Sergio Anderson, Arlington Scholar. Kaylee Marie Anderson, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Leslie Atunes. Jeremy Manyoro Anunda, Arlington Scholar. Jack Stephen Arispe, Arlington Scholar. Brenda Nicole Arredondo, Arlington Scholar. Frederick Avizu, Arlington Scholar. Marcus D. Asbury, Arlington Scholar. Abayshawn V. Askey. Catherine Jane Atman, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Dylan Reed Atkinson, Arlington Scholar. Nicholas Alexander Avery, Arlington Scholar.
Seth Jacob Bykowskis. Nelson Daniel Balderas, Arlington Scholar. Fernando Balthazar, Arlington Scholar. Erica Barajas. Morgan Marie Barber, Arlington Scholar. Joshua David Barks, Arlington Scholar. Casey D. Barnard, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Vincent Foster Barton, Arlington Scholar. Jessica Vasquez. Sergio Becerra Jr. Brittany Ann Bell. Angel Adrian Benavides, Arlington Scholar. Taylor Paige Bentley, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Keith Warren Benton Jr. Amanda Angelica Bernard. Marisa K. Bernardi, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Suzette Anna Barrios. Hunter Conrad Betzel, Arlington Scholar. Surya Partap Basine, Arlington Scholar. Chelsea L. Blackburn, Arlington Scholar. Henry Preston Blair, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Kristen Nicole Blakely, Arlington Scholar. Thomas Lee Bledsaw, Arlington Scholar. Summer Nicole Blue. Quentin Mitchell Bone, Arlington Scholar. Raquel Brittany Borrego, Arlington Scholar. Taryn Bragg, Arlington Scholar. Ariel Whitney Crystal Brazy. Brianna M. Brooks, Arlington Scholar. Colin Alexander Brown, Arlington Scholar. Savannah Marie Bruce, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Maxwell Holden Busher, Distinguished Achievement Scholar.
Luke Allen Bergdorf, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Kendall D. Burley. Jalen A. Burnley, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Joey Arthur Bybuth, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Kyle Harmon Byington, Arlington Scholar. Lauren Nicole Bynum, Arlington Scholar. Sarah Ann Burns, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Christina Caballero, Arlington Scholar. Luis Cabrera, Arlington Scholar. Esperanza Calzada, Arlington Scholar. Winston Canterbury, Arlington Scholar. Courtney Page Capra, Arlington Scholar. Alexa Corelli Cardenas, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Erica Rain Carlson. Callie Logan Carmichael. Christopher Carrera, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Jonathan Wade Carroll, Arlington Scholar. Ryan William Carroll, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Clayton Scott Carter, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Stanton Ashford Carter, Arlington Scholar. Hannah N. Case, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. Alyssa Renee Kassler. Khadijah Castaneda, Arlington Scholar. Brian Joseph Castillo, Arlington Scholar. Victoria Nicole Castillo, Arlington Scholar. Christopher Andrew Castro, Arlington Scholar. Elizabeth Castro, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Marissa Ann Celestial, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Hector Raul Chacon, Arlington Scholar, and cum laude. Amy Carolina Chirez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Priscilla Chirez, Arlington Scholar. Courtney Chambers, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Cynthia Shapiro, Arlington Scholar. Reina Adriana Charles, Arlington Scholar. Jessica Yesenia Chavez, Arlington Scholar. Allie Marie Cheney, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Theodore James Christian, Arlington Scholar, cum laude.
Ryan Douglas Clark, Arlington Scholar. Cody Lee Clement, Arlington Scholar. Alexis Rose Cohen, Arlington Scholar. Daisy Rebecca Compion, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Ronaldo Luis Compion, Arlington Scholar. Austin Robert Corbett, Arlington Scholar. Alejandra Cornejo, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Alexis Alberto Cortez, Arlington Scholar. Enrique Cortez, Arlington Scholar. Woodrow Cowart, Arlington Scholar. Mario Crowder, Arlington Scholar. Ayana Cunningham, Arlington Scholar. Chris Charles Kurth, Arlington Scholar. Amanda Rose Dalen, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Candace May Davis. Cortiera Dais Davis, Arlington Scholar. Tamarcus L. Davis, Arlington Scholar. Jason Jamal Davis, Arlington Scholar. Ryan A. Davis, Arlington Scholar. Albany Dawn Dawson, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. Edgar Eduardo de la Rosa, Arlington Scholar. Samantha A. Delgadillo, Arlington Scholar. Tatiana Nicole Delicio, Arlington Scholar. Austin Joseph De Isega, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Connor Lewis Delso, Arlington Scholar. J.D. Aaliyah Devine. Cynthia Diaz, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Rachel M. Dixon, Arlington Scholar. Celeste Abigail Dominguez, Arlington Scholar. Keandra Chantel Douglas, Arlington Scholar. Samuel Ezra Douglas, Arlington Scholar.
Bryn Jarrett Dubois, Arlington Scholar. Guillermo Duque, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Sarah Nicole Edwards, Arlington Scholar. Evan Scott Elliott, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Colin Alexander Ellis, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Albin Emini, Arlington Scholar. Mary Elizabeth Engel. Coleman Glenn Inger, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Logan Shea Englehart. Darrell Jacob Irwin, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Eric Escobar Santillan, Arlington Scholar. Omar Israel Espinoza, Arlington Scholar. Aubrey Elaine Evans, Arlington Scholar. Dewey Farshu, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Neil Andrew Farrell, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Maria Angelica Fernandez. Thomas James Fione, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Amber Rose Feener, Arlington Scholar. Margaret Joanne Fisher, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. Joseph Stephen Fisher, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. Jesus Ivan Flores, Arlington Scholar. Adelanto Demoris Ford. Kiana Monet Foster. Tiffany Michelle Foster, Arlington Scholar. Morgan Taylor Fowler, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Leah Maria Franchik, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Taylor Nicole Franks, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Destiny Drew Guyton. Brenda Maritza Galicia, Arlington Scholar. Brenda Galindo, Arlington Scholar. Gloria Vanessa Galvin, Arlington Scholar. Antonio Gomez, Arlington Scholar. Sydney Alexis Gandar, Arlington Scholar. Eddie Boy Gandara, Arlington Scholar.
Meredith Nicole Gann, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Craig Brandon Gant, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Anna Rebecca Garcia, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Elicio Hernandez Garcia, Arlington Scholar. Luis A. Garcia, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Sophia Garcia. Marissa M. Garcia Rusk, Arlington Scholar. Austin Ray Gardner, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Rachel Michelle Garot. Megan Gaskill, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. William Price George, Arlington Scholar. Morgan E. Gilman, Arlington Scholar. Amanda Nicole Glinsky, Arlington Scholar. David Brandon Godby, Arlington Scholar. Duncan Nicholas Gollahue, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Abel Emilio Gomez. Fabiola Gomez. Paulo Gomez Montes, Arlington Scholar. Daniel Ricardo Gonzalez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. Luis Enrique Gonzalez, Arlington Scholar. Nina Renee Gonzalez, Arlington Scholar. Valeria Carolina Gonzalez, Arlington Scholar. Mark Gumtam. Caitlin Christine Granger, Arlington Scholar. Brianna Alexandria Gray, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Damia T. Gray, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Danielle Caitlin Green, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Justice Walker Green, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Dakota Cheyenne Green, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Elva Abigail Grimaldo, Arlington Scholar. Seth T. Groves, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Nayeli Guadariama, Arlington Scholar. Dalia Edith Guerrero, Arlington Scholar. Deo B. Guerrero, Arlington Scholar. Miguel Angel Gutierrez, Arlington Scholar. Sylvia Marie Gutierrez, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Hugh Francois Guyette, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate.
Joseph Tanner Guzman, Arlington Scholar. Andrew J. Hadley. Yan Wu Han, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Ashley Lena Holly Varner, Arlington Scholar. Chandra Nicole Hamilton, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. Tyler Devin Hamilton, Arlington Scholar. Alina Hanush, Arlington Scholar. Michaela Nicole Hansen, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Bradley Christopher Harding, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Alexandra Taylor Harris, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Devin DeHajilan Harris, Arlington Scholar. Todd P. Hatchett, Arlington Scholar. Bailey Jordan Hogard, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Fernando Ernesto Henriquez, Arlington Scholar. Angela Natalie Hernandez, Arlington Scholar. Carla Alejandra Hernandez, Arlington Scholar. Christian Hernandez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Roberto Samuel Hernandez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Sochi Hernandez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Derek Allen Hicks, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Kelsey Blair Higby, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. Austin Drake Higginbotham, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Leah Christine Heiler, Arlington Scholar. Brenna Lynn Hill, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Keandra Tanise Hill, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Jamie Jo Hilmer, Arlington Scholar. Andrew T. Hilton, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Nicholas Paul Helscher, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Dean Isaac Holloway. Jasmine Christina Houston, Arlington Scholar. Malia Montana Hudson Howell, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Richard Austin Howell. Cole Graham Howie, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Daniel Allen Huddleston, Arlington Scholar. Connor Scott Huffman, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Kirsty Deanne Hunsley, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Tyler D. Hutcherson, Arlington Scholar.
Rayanne Nicole Hutchison, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Jose Guadalupe Ibanez, Arlington Scholar. Travis Jacob Imke. Billy Thomas Engel, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Andrea L. Jackson, Arlington Scholar. Megan Jamil Jackson. Renee Joanna Jackson, Arlington Scholar. Theron Jackson, Arlington Scholar. Zachariah Stone James, Arlington Scholar. Dario Jaramillo, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Rocio Jaramillo Espinoza. Rose Irene Elizabeth Jerish, Arlington Scholar. Adesha Simone Jarrett. Adiva Lacree Jennings, Arlington Scholar. Austin M. Jessup, Arlington Scholar. Amir Murad Jawani, Arlington Scholar. Catherine L. Johnson, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Alexis Deshay Johnson, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Cooper Bradley Johnson, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Delaney J. Johnson, Arlington Scholar. Quentin Johnson. Tierra Renee Johnson, Arlington Scholar. Robert Ernest Johnson III, Arlington Scholar. Joshua Jordan, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Jordan Joseph, Arlington Scholar. Alejandra Juarez, Arlington Scholar. Allison Elaine Kaiser, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, magna cum laude. Casey Joy Casper, Arlington Scholar. Aaron M. Kelly, Arlington Scholar. Abir Khan, Arlington Scholar. In Gu Kim, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Colton Garrett Kimball, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Sydney Francis Cloza, Arlington Scholar. Jacqueline Ann Knierim, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Jacqueline Lisa Kraus, Arlington Scholar.
Danny Taylor Coachella, Arlington Scholar. Shauna Limeen, Arlington Scholar. Brett Aaron Landers, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Alexander P. Laura, Arlington Scholar. Claire Mary Lautensack, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Honor Graduate. Eric Allen Lawrence, Arlington Scholar. Megan Marie Lehman, Arlington Scholar. Alexander Reed Lewis, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Kristen Danielle Link, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Caleb Dean Linton, Arlington Scholar. Brianna Nicole Lockwood, Arlington Scholar. Caitlin Locke, Arlington Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Jack Ryan Long, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. John Anthony Longoria, Arlington Scholar. Brenda Lopez, Arlington Scholar. Christian Alexander Lopez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Hispanic Scholar, cum laude. Guadalupe Lopez, Arlington Scholar. Keandre Love. Jaylene M. Lorthrop, Art Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Honor Graduate. Claudia Ruby Lucatero. Chelsea Liu, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Honor Graduate. Molly May Look, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Stephen Liddell Lyons Jr., Arlington Scholar. Maricela Macias, Arlington Scholar. Edwin Z. Madrid, Arlington Scholar. Ashlyn Janae Majors, Arlington Scholar. Afra Alideen Maki, Arlington Scholar. Tiana Simone Malpia, Arlington Scholar. Maltavius Deshawn Maimon. Robert Andrew Maltebaum, Arlington Scholar. Matthew Neleon Manson. Austin Marcus.
Ashley N. Mariani, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Jasmine A. Marin, Arlington Scholar. Nicholas Levi Markson, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Magna Cum Laude. Paul Daniel Marquez, Arlington Scholar. Jessica Chanel Martin. Adriana Martinez, Arlington Scholar. Anahi Martinez, Arlington Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Honor Graduate. Thelma Isabel Martinez, Arlington Scholar. Victor Miguel Martinez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Sergio Jordan Mata, Arlington Scholar. Jessica Brianna Matos, Arlington Scholar. Austin Henry May, Arlington Scholar. Jade Delnicia Maybell, Arlington Scholar. Kelly Morgan McCullough. Tabitha McCullough. Kieran McGruder. Taylor Ann McIntosh, Arlington Scholar. Hannah Mae McGee, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Magna Cum Laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Molly Catherine McLaughlin, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Cum Laude. Madeline Claire McPhee, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Hannah Shea Mecklum, Arlington Scholar. Alyssa Olivia Medina, Arlington Scholar. Emmanuel Gonzalez Medina, Arlington Scholar. Joseph Raymond Medina, Arlington Scholar. Kendall Noel Medrano, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Brenda Mejia. Evelyn Melendez, Arlington Scholar. Genesis Menchaca, Arlington Scholar, Cum Laude. Edgar Enrique Mendez Gomez, Arlington Scholar. Eric Michael Mendoza, Arlington Scholar. Alexio Mercado, Arlington Scholar. Jose Angel Mier, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Cum Laude. Sidney Arthur McCamo Jr., Arlington Scholar.
Tashana Vanity Miles, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Xavier Sinclair Mitchell. Cortez R. Mitz, Arlington Scholar. Ahmed Nemini. Kenethia Renee Moffitt. Jessica Joette Molina, Arlington Scholar. Patricia K. Montano, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Jessica Alexandra Montfort, Arlington Scholar. Cesar Monzon, Arlington Scholar. Meredith Geneva Moreau, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Honor Graduate, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Dewana Brashan Moses, Arlington Scholar. Erin Susanna Mulkey, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Magna Cum Laude. Amy Jocelyn Yunos, Arlington Scholar. Miguel Angel Murillo, Arlington Scholar. Tyler Pauline Murphy, Arlington Scholar. Ahmad Mohammed Ali Nassif, Arlington Scholar, Cum Laude. Marissa Danielle Nathaniel, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Honor Graduate. Nicholas David Nault, Mason Charles Neal, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Natalie Negrete, Arlington Scholar. Aaron Nathaniel Nelson, Arlington Scholar. Zachary Raymond Newton. Dylan Wynn, Arlington Scholar. Gary Nicholson III, Arlington Scholar and Honor Graduate. Tyler J. Norman, Arlington Scholar. Aiden Scott O'Dwyer, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. John Piero Bergon. Yvette Atieno Othiambo, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Francisco Javier Olmos, Distinguished Achievement Scholar. Fernando Olvera, Arlington Scholar. William C. Onley, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Nellie Onwanga, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate.
Bridget Ziomara Orellana, Arlington Scholar. Pablo Ortega, Arlington Scholar. Victoria Brianna Otterbein, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Haley Okrust, Arlington Scholar. Ethan Emery Owen, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Justice N. Parker, Arlington Scholar. Annalie Patino, Arlington Scholar. Grace Nicole Patterson, Arlington Scholar, National Achievement Scholar. Reniqua S. Patton. Christina Jean Payne, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, magna cum laude. Lindsay Claire Pete, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Christian Uriel Perez, Arlington Scholar. Destiny Alicia Perez, Arlington Scholar. Mario Alberto Perez, Arlington Scholar. Marisha Nicole Perez. Stephanie Perez Velos, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Derek Glenn Perkins, Arlington Scholar. Lauren E. Perry, Arlington Scholar. Peyton Danae Peterson, Arlington Scholar. Jordan Lee Phillips, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Liam Quinton Pierce. Joshua Lewis Pippins, Arlington Scholar. Jervindi Pluvios, Arlington Scholar. Dylan Lee Ponder, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Francisco Javier Pontifis, Arlington Scholar. Zachary D. Pope. Jonathan Daniel Potts. Jacob Matthew Powell, Arlington Scholar. Morgan Arthur Pratt, Arlington Scholar. Alberto Daniel Prieto, Arlington Scholar. J.C. Renee Principe, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Kelsey Page Query, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Kendall Blair Quirk, Arlington Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Megan Nicole Rambo, Arlington Scholar. Giovanni Ramirez. Luis Angel Ramirez, Arlington Scholar.
Kayla Leanza Ramos. Melina Ramos, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Jake Scott Raymond, Arlington Scholar. Jafar Abbas Raza, Arlington Scholar. Tyler James Reagan, Arlington Scholar. Darius Keith Freedom. Gustavus Alexius Reyes, Arlington Scholar. Heather Nicole Rice, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Michelle Levette Richard, Arlington Scholar. Sarah Rios Lopez, Arlington Scholar. Halo Raylyn Ripple, Arlington Scholar. Catlin Ann Reisenhover, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Christopher Rivera, Arlington Scholar. Edwin Rivera. DeAndre Drake Robinson, Arlington Scholar. Dontha Robinson, Arlington Scholar. Xavier James Robinson. Azul B. Rodriguez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Derek Rodriguez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Jesus Daniela Rodriguez. Caitlin Marie Rojos, Arlington Scholar. Amy Anisa Romero, Arlington Scholar. Ignacio Arturo Ronquillo. Jasmine Esther Rosario, Arlington Scholar. Lindsay Renee Rose, Arlington Scholar. Danielle Nicole Ross, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Shoshana Mara Rowland. Nicholas Bradley Roy, Arlington Scholar. Carly Jo Rubino. Georgie Ann Rubino, Arlington Scholar. Raquel Alexis Rubino. Karen Lee Ruiz, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate.
Tammy L. Ruiz, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Lauren Christine Russ, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Aiden James Ryan, Arlington Scholar. Cassandra Marie Syons, Arlington Scholar. Christian Salas, Arlington Scholar. Jonathan Salazar, Arlington Scholar. Lanice Salter, Arlington Scholar. Israel Salto Perez, Arlington Scholar. Gwen Sample, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Tony Christine Sanchez. Hannah Elizabeth Sanders. Joshua Scott Schooling, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Chance Nicole Schreckengust, Arlington Scholar. Quanisha Shaniqua Scott. Stephanie Sepulveda, Arlington Scholar. Caitlin Shaw, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Kate Morgan Shaw, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Cody Shelby. Brandy Alexandria Shelton. Caitlin Jimena Shipman, Arlington Scholar. Daniel Asama Short, Arlington Scholar. Emily Michelle Silva, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Kiara Nicole Sloan, Arlington Scholar. Matthew Allen Smallwood. Eric Smith, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Madison Smith, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Sydney Smith, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, honor graduate. William T. Smith, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Yesenia Soriano, Arlington Scholar. Ana Paula Sosa. Sandra Soto, Arlington Scholar. Alyssa Brianne South, Arlington Scholar, cum laude.
Thomas Nathaniel Spurrier, Arlington Scholar. Clark Henry Stanley, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Cole Maurice Stanley, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Kiosha A. Steele, Arlington Scholar, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Morgan Stewart, Arlington Scholar. Ashley Raina Stewart, Arlington Scholar. Abigail Jordan Stigler, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Orlando Deshawn Stigler. Jonathan D. Stone. Christopher Stratton. Catherine Ann Shaleski, Arlington Scholar. Zainab Amber Sayed, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Sydney Ann Smooch, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Nicholas Taha, Arlington Scholar, magna cum laude. Callie Talley. William Talley, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Larry Quinton Teague, Arlington Scholar, honor graduate. Blake A. Temple, Arlington Scholar. Azaria Wane. Thomas, Arlington Scholar. Jaden Philip Toon, Arlington Scholar and Honor Graduate. And Nahansi Torres. Elizabeth Torres, Arlington Scholar. Faith Torres, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Bailey Glenn Townley, Arlington Scholar and Honor Graduate. Christina Tran, Distinguished Achievement Scholar and Honor Graduate. Eduardo Trejo, Arlington Scholar. Jamie Renee Trevino, Arlington Scholar. Jonathan Trevino, Arlington Scholar. Ray Anthony Trevino. Alex Peyton Truix, Arlington Scholar. Nancy Patricia Ula, Arlington Scholar. Summer Renee Underwood, Arlington Scholar, cum laude.
Monet M. Usher. Daniel Vanegas, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Romario Vargas, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Stephanie S. Vargas, Arlington Scholar. Leandro Emmanuel Vargas Gordillo, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Samantha Renee Vasquez, Arlington Scholar. Luis A. Vega, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Yonelva Vega. Samantha Lisette Velarde, Arlington Scholar. Emilio Velasquez, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Roger A. Villa, Arlington Scholar. Stephanie Patricia Vincent, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Austin Jeffrey Viskoski, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Miguel Angel Viveros, Arlington Scholar. Daniel T. Vo, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Tita Andrea Vorpunskit, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Ashley Nicole Walker, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Desmond Tyrone Walker. William Keith Walker, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, magna cum laude. Michael Ducote T. Wallace, Arlington Scholar. Madeline Renee Waller, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, cum laude. Robert Andrew Walsh, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Taylor Amanda Warman, Arlington Scholar. Damon Danique Warren, Arlington Scholar. Brandon D. Washington, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Marcus Washington Jr. Trevor Vance Watkins, Arlington Scholar. Jordan Watson. Khalil Lamont Watson, Arlington Scholar. Aaron W. Wells, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Anthony Onfrio Wells, Arlington Scholar. Darian Wheatfall. Taylor Renee Wheeler, Arlington Scholar. Randy Nicole Whitaker. Jacob Wayne Whitaker Tarver. Austin Dean White, Arlington Scholar. Caitlin Whittington, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate.
Carter James Wilkerson, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Scholar, magna cum laude. Connor Lee Wilkinson, Arlington Scholar. Andrew Kyle Williams. Chad David Williams, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, magna cum laude. Haley Cheyenne Williams, Arlington Scholar. Jerica Duane Williams. Joanne Williams. Taylor Lynn Williams, Arlington Scholar. Danielle Juliet Winnett, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate, and International Baccalaureate Diploma Candidate. Nathan Lee Woodard, Arlington Scholar. Connor K. Woods, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Kylie Catherine Wright, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Tricia Leanne Wright, Arlington Scholar. Mary R. Weichel, Arlington Scholar. Christian Yanez, Arlington Scholar, cum laude. Brandon Alexander Zizig, Arlington Scholar, cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate. Bianca Elizabeth Zuniga, Arlington Scholar. Mackenzie Olin Allgood, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Honor Graduate, Boys Activity Chairperson. Emily Elizabeth DeRosier, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Magna Cum Laude, Senior Class President. Reese Joseph Lyle, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate, Senior Class Vice President. Daisy Perez, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Cum Laude, Girls Activity Chairperson. Christian Kiki Noel Riccios, Arlington Scholar, Senior Class Secretary. Brittany Crystal Bird, Arlington Scholar, Honor Graduate. Angelina Teresa Dennehy, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, Magna Cum Laude. And now for the top 2% of the class of 2013. Number 13, Taylor Cochran, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, summa cum laude. Chrisanna Rebecca Calandro, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, summa cum laude, number 12. Number 11, Hunter M. Juergens, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Scholar, summa cum laude. Number 10, Catherine Diane Smith, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, summa cum laude. Number 9, Michael C. Shee, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, summa cum laude. Bernie Liu, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, summa cum laude, International Baccalaureate Diploma candidate, number 8. Number 7, Allison Lee Diaz, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Hispanic Scholar, summa cum laude. Number 6, Gabrielle Lynn Prizak, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, summa cum laude. Number 5, Katarina Nguyen, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, summa cum laude. Robert A. Crozier, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, summa cum laude, number 4. Number 3, Garrett Rodney Burnett, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, summa cum laude. And now your salutatorian for the class of 2013, Michael A. Atwood, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, summa cum laude. And the valedictorian for the class of 2013, Julie Hong, Distinguished Achievement Scholar, National Merit Commended Student, summa cum laude.
don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll
Good evening. My name is Reese Lyle, and I've had the honor and privilege to serve as the Vice President of the class of 2013. When I think of Arlington High, I think of home. There is really no better way to describe Arlington, and I think everyone here won't hesitate to tell you the same. Arlington High has been a special place, a place where a community became a family. We've come together and we've grown together. There truly is nothing that can tear down the bond that we've held so close to us here in Colt Country. Arlington High has been a place filled with spirit, pride, and tradition, and that's what we've lived by here. First year, best year, as we all like to say. AHS has shaped us into the young men and women we are today. Our teachers, friends, and family here today have stood by our side, pushing us all the way. AHS has taught me that I must always put others before myself and to never give up, to look for the good in everything because good is the only thing worth looking for. To create a community together because we are stronger standing together than alone. And above all, to dream more than others think practical and expect more than others think possible. I hope we all hold on to and cherish the lessons learned here in Colt Country for the rest of our lives because life is too short. Here we all are together today. We have made our mark on Arlington High School, and now it is time for us to leave our legacy. It's crazy to even think about. Today is the day we start to write our own book. What we do from this point forward is an establishment of our own new futures. We will all have doubts, and once on our own, we'll have moments when we aren't courageous or strong enough to know what's right and what's wrong. But as our parents leave us to our futures, we can all turn around and look into the direction of the future we will write ourselves. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I am not bound to win, I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to the light that I have." Don't lose sight of what you know because of what you don't. Press on in tough times and never give up. I have faith in all my classmates that you will make a difference in this world. I am more than excited to see the next chapter in our lives start to unfold. There is a bright future ahead of all of us. Congratulations, class of 2013. We did it. Kick 'em.